Well,
I mean, I'm not really hip to the news at all.
that's true. The funny thing is, I tell him stuff like all the time, and he forgets it like a week later, and then comes back at me. He's like, "Dude, did you know this? Oh my god!" Like, calm down. Yes, I did. What are you talking about? I told you about this last week. There was one instance where he told me the same thing I told him a week later, or a week earlier, and a week after he told me, after he found out that I already told him, he brought it up again. And he's like, "Did anyone know about this?" I'm like, "What? Are you smoking something?" He's like, "No, I have a bad memory, dude." And I'm like, okay. So he's not necessarily hip to these stories, but I guarantee you our next topic he's very hip to, and that's wrestling. So
He's still not hip to that. He just gets distracted either way. Yeah, so recently Raw had their 1000th episode. I don't know. I paid attention to like a majority of it. I had a friend come over and I didn't get to really pay attention to all of it. I do know though that DX had a reunion. They had
Josh sent me, or Mysterion sent me that link on Facebook.
Before we get into it though, let's just state that we all used to be wrestling fans. Really, we don't watch it anymore. I think Joey, or Death Wish, whatever you don't want to call him. We'll just call him Joey, and we'll just use our real names because no one really cares. Let's not say our last names, but whatever. Joey.
Yeah.
Joey. He was like one of the first ones to kind of hop off between us, off the wrestling train. He was like, wrestling's stupid now. And I think I was like one of the last ones to really not care about it anymore. I was still watching it pretty seriously, I think all the way up to 2010, and then I just quit. I was like, I didn't really like the direction like WWE was going, the whole PG thing, being more politically correct, and also just taking all the good stuff that they had, pouring over as a result of the Attitude Era was gone. So I was like, whatever, but now there's this sort of resurgence in all of us to kind of relive those glory days, and now we're getting back into it. And it seems like, I guess we've been gone from it long enough that maybe they've changed their minds. I'm not sure if it's even a PG sort of program anymore. I know, though, that they are pushing the limits a lot more now. So, and by the limits, I mean, like, limits that they set for themselves. So, it's good to see, from what I saw, some of these stars come back, like Booker T. He apparently had come back and was wrestling for a while. I know he was away at TNA for a good while, and then he came back to WWE, and now he's doing commentary, doing, matches, whatever. Also, who else has come back? The Rock. The Rock came back after his long...
Apparently Brock Lesnar came back as well.
Not Brock Lesnar, but yeah, like...
Well, not Brock. No, wait, what?
Yeah, Brock Lesnar came back.
Yeah, he did come back.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why'd you say not Brock Lesnar? What?
Yeah, why'd you say not Brock Lesnar?
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Not Brock Lesnar.
Well, anyways, Brock Lesnar has come back, yes. But The Rock also, after his long, luxurious Hollywood career, he's like, you know what? I'll come back, I guess. And he's on one of those special contracts where he does a few matches here and there, but he's also still doing movies. And the last thing I heard was that it will be wrestling at the Royal Rumble of 2013. That's gonna be his next match. Like, that's way down the fucking line. And he says whoever is champion at that time, he's gonna face them at the main event. I'm like,
yeah, I'm gonna take their title for about like 10 months and then finally have a match against them to defend it.
No. It's so stupid because, like, the number one contender is gonna be so pissed. He's like, oh no, but it's the Royal Rumble, so The Rock is gonna face him. He's gonna be the automatic number one contender.
I saw something. I was looking at this thing, and sorry to interrupt you, but I saw this thing on I was just looking at WWE stuff, and I saw that Brock Lesnar and The Rock had both signed up for new contracts where they had to have a certain amount of matches this year. And it's not as much as every other superstar, and people are getting really sour about it, saying, oh, they don't have to work as hard to get their championships. And I don't know, but he just has to have like a few matches at least this year.
Right.
Because he can't just hold off until Royal Rumble, take the championship, then go home for 3 months and do movies, and then.
Yeah. Well, from what I know, that's essentially he's gonna be back on that day, and then when whoever's the champion, he's coming after them essentially. So, anyways, though the Raw 1000 episode just rolled around. I missed it. Apparently, Deathwish here saw it, but I missed it. I'm pretty sure Danny missed it too. But I saw some clips that they have on their YouTube channel. Apparently, everything's centered around YouTube now. All the wrestlers have their own YouTube channels. I'm not even joking. Like Stone Cold apparently has his own YouTube and his forums and stuff like that. And even Shawn Michaels. I was like, really? These guys who are super stars on, TV have like these channels like 3,000 subscribers on them.
They're getting that YouTube money.
And so what was I gonna say? I sort of lost my train of thought here. But anyways, the Raw 1000 episode, they have clips of it on WWE Fan Nation, which I guess is a YouTube channel, and so I was kind of going through those. And yeah, I sent Danny the DX clip because I thought it was pretty interesting and pretty funny. Also, the thing I like about it now is that they even have on that Fan Nation thing, they actually have like YouTube shows for each superstar, like not for each superstar, but like there's superstars that they have that will host a show. Like Dolph Ziggler has his own show.
Yeah.
Santino Marella has his own show, I'm pretty sure. And there's like behind the scenes type stuff where it's not really necessarily behind the scenes because they're still in character, but it's just like aftermath stuff of each match and whatnot backstage. The one I found interesting was they had this show, I can't remember what it's called. It's called Are You Serious, actually. And it's Josh Matthews and Road Dogg. Road Dogg came back. And they go through... someone's making a lot of noise to their mic or whatever. Can someone mute?
I'm not. My neighbors, peoples are... Well, the people that maintain the area around here are mowing the lawn.
Oh, okay, alright. Well, then we'll just, I guess, deal with it. It's not that big of a deal. But, anyways, they have this show where they go through, like, wrestling's bloopers or whatever. Like, the worst things that have ever been produced by, like, the WWE, WCW, and ECW. And I find it really interesting. But I just got completely sidetracked. Raw's 1000 episode. So they bring... like majority of the superstars back that have been on Raw, and I liked how they reunited the APA. They bring back Lita, because she was one of my favorite divas back then. I don't like the divas now. They're just kind of these like little petite women running around wrestling, whereas like you had like Trish Stratus and Chyna and all these like females that were like actually strong, or had attitude. I think the only one now is like Beth Phoenix that really has like she's muscular or whatever. She knows how to wrestle.
Yeah.
But they
brought out a lot of people. They brought back Duke Love. They brought back APA. And when Lita had her match, she had like a ass of people. That fucking clown dude that looks like Pennywise but with green hair.
Right. Yeah.
Animal.
Name. I can't remember his name.
Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah, they had Sergeant Slaughter. I saw that clip. That was really cool. I liked how DX had this whole reuniting on. Like I saw a clip where they got a ring and they did like a whole skit or whatever, and like Shawn Michaels and Billy Gunn were arguing who was gonna do that one part. And if you're not down with that, But it was from what I saw, it looked like it was going to be a really good show. But I saw a lot of people complaining that a certain superstar wasn't there, and that was Stone Cold Steve Austin. And they were blaming WWE. And I found out through one of the guys that does like a lot of wrestling videos on YouTube, Team Tubby Emu or whatever. He found out that Stone Cold chose not to show up because he had recently gotten surgery on his knee. And he didn't want to show up on crutches and whatnot and have the fans see him like that. So it was his choice to not show up like that, So,
yeah.
But from what I saw, it looked like it was a really good 1,000 episode. I can't believe it's been 1,000 episodes. I can't wait to see the
Right.
SmackDown one. When that one rolls around, I'll definitely tune in to see it and see what they
Well,
do.
SmackDown came later, so I don't think they're
It-
on their 1000th.
They
Because
came only a
SmackDown,
little bit later.
SmackDown came like a few years later, though.
It was like at the peak of Raw, it was SmackDown that came around. It was like 98, I'm pretty sure, when SmackDown first
Yeah,
opened up. Whereas
98.
Monday Night War, when it was first Monday Night War or whatever, that was in like early 93, I want to say. So
Yeah, let's switch up the W and the R.
so, and then they had like all these different names like Raw is War, and then they finally just said fucking Monday Night Raw. Let's just go with that. It's Raw, it's Attitude, it's wrestling. Raw Attitude Wrestling. That is the name of this program. So, but yeah, from what I saw, it looked like it was good. I wish I'd gotten to see it though. I mean, I was glad with the whole DX thing. Brock Lesnar, that was actually the first time I saw him, in the ring. He didn't wrestle, but he was actually, that was my first time, or second time actually, seeing him make an appearance in the WWE. The second time was, or the first time was when he actually returned in early 2012 and then did the F5 to John Cena or whatever. I saw that on YouTube. It was like one of the major clips, but I don't know. It was from what I could tell, it was good. I hope that WWE goes back in the direction in which they had, even though they don't have the superstars they have anymore, they had or whatever, like Edge, all these guys from our generation, Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle, they don't have these guys anymore, Rob Van Dam. They can at least make what they have and sort of bring a second generation of that era. Like the Attitude Era, all the way from like 2006 and 7, was really a really good era. You had like a lot of great superstars and very good storylines for that time. But somewhere along the lines, when the new guys were coming in and the old guys started retiring, the old guys, which were new guys in our, when we were kids, that finally became old guys, they started retiring, it suddenly dropped off for us, and...
Well, I see all these new superstars coming, and I'm just like, yeah, this is not... They don't impress me as much as, like, the old superstars did. Like,
Right.
fucking Triple H, The Rock, Stone Cold. You can't really compare them to the new superstars. And I guess that's because they really haven't had that much time to make a name for themselves. But
Right.
at the same time, I just don't like their style or how their gimmick is or what
Or the
kind
storylines that are...
Me personally, I'm just used to the smash mouth in your face kind of wrestling, not the BS.
Like
That's up to
WWF
me.
Attitude, when we were watching 1998 Survivor Series, that was the type of shit I liked seeing.
Right.
Just hardcore shit. You say one thing, I'll smack you in the face with my butt. I don't know.
I don't know,
Give
it's
you
just,
pink eye.
it seems so mainstream now. And now, I hadn't seen it when it turned into this Twitter and social network sort of thing, but then when I looked at these clips, I mean, you got like fucking hashtags popping up every once in a while. It's like trending topics now. I can understand...
Every fucking superstar has their own Twitter.
Yeah, every superstar has their own Twitter. Most superstars have their own YouTube channels. You just gotta look it up, and they'll probably have their own YouTube channel. Yeah, I guess it's this thing where they gotta connect with their fans. In a business standpoint, it really doesn't make a difference, because you're not getting a widespread audience just from, doing Twitter forums or, YouTube stuff. I mean, you could be getting more money from that, I'm sure, but, I don't think your audience expands from that. But, I don't know, I just don't really care for the superstars they have right now. I mean, they still have some good guys like Triple H and, Booker T's come back. I wish guys, though, like, The Rock, or not The Rock, wow, Goldberg and, guys like him would come back. Kurt Angle, Jeff Hardy, these guys need to come back and really make the show what it is. So, but that's just my opinion.